Hey everyone! I'm already a mess. Hi everyone, my name is Carly and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a video where I kind of compare Goodreads rating versus my ratings on books. And I got this idea from another booktuber named Carissa Elena. I will leave a link to her channel down below. I thought it was really interesting. Basically I went through my read list on BookTubes and I think I was able to sort it by Goodreads highest rating and Goodreads lowest rating, and so that's what I have here. And I have my ratings and I have the Goodreads average ratings, and so there will be two videos, and this one's going to be about the Goodreads lowest rated books that I have read versus my ratings for those books. I think it'll make more sense once I start talking about it, but it's kind of hard to clearly explain, I feel like, but you'll get it. The first book I have on my list is The Price Guide to the Occult by Leslie Walton. Goodreads rating for this was a 3.4. My rating for this was a 3 out of 5. I have talked about this a little bit before. This book takes place in the Pacific Northwest in a little island, and our main character is descendant of a witch, and all these descendants only really have one specific power, while the great-great-great-grandmother or whatever was able to control them all, but everyone after her really only has one certain power. And then this main character's mom kind of went crazy and wants all the power, and so she starts selling this book called The Price Guide to the Occult, where basically she has a list of spells. People can send her money and she will make these spells for them, and it all comes true. So her mom can really popular, and then her mom eventually comes home to try to get the daughter. Sounds like a great book. It had amazing atmosphere, and the cover of this book is absolutely gorgeous with red pages. So pretty, but it fell so short of all my expectations for it. And like, the characters were very one note. I felt like the romance, like, why was that even in there? I wanted so much from this book and it just let me go. So I did give it a 3 out of 5, and it's pretty on point with the Goodreads average ratings, which is, as I said, 3.4. The next book on this list is Summerland by Michael Chabon. And the Goodreads average rating on this is a 3.55, and my rating was a 3 out of 5. Again, it took place in the Pacific Northwest, and it followed a kid who goes on this grand adventure to try to save his dad, and he goes through multiple, like, worlds basically, and there's like, what was it, Norse mythology stuff added into it. It sounds so cool, and a lot of, like, it kind of all evolves around baseball. This sounds like everything I love, and I was so bored reading this book. My rating very much met up with the Goodreads rating, which it wasn't absolutely horrible, the worst book I've ever read, but it wasn't that great either. The next book I have on my list is Solitaire by Alice Osman. The Goodreads average rating for this was a 3.67, and my rating was a 3 out of 5. This is the first book by this author, Alice Osman, and it follows our main character, Tori, as she's just kind of dealing with depression and then school, and there's something going on with school where this group or something of people named Solitaire is pulling all these pranks, and then she gets it upon herself to try to kind of solve it, and romance and stuff. It's cute. I do really like this author, and for a first book, it's a pretty good effort. The one, Radio Silence Afterwards, is actually a lot better in my opinion, and I love her webcomic Heartstopper, but that didn't go away from my enjoyment of Solitaire. But out of all the ones I've read so far, because I still need to read her newest one, Solitaire wasn't quite up to par with the other stories that she has told. I felt the world was a little confusing, and there was like hints and stuff of like Nick and Charlie and Tori and their families that were never fully like expanded upon. We never got answers for some of those questions, which was a little annoying. It was a good book for a first-time author who, I think this was published probably when she was around 18 or 19. She's actually around my age, so this was published quite a few years ago. It's good for a first book for someone from that age, and I liked everything I have read of hers since. My rating is very much in par with everyone else's. Again, definitely not the worst book I've ever read, but I mean, you can definitely see the improvement between this first book and the next book. The fourth book I have on my list is Chasing Vermeer by Blue Ballet. Ballet? I say ballet. And Goodreads average rating is a 3.71 and my rating was a 4 out of 5. I've loved this book since I first read it when I was a child. And it follows these two friends, like in 6th grade or something, and they get caught up in this art theft, and the thing stolen was a Vermeer painting. I don't know, I thought it was so cool that these two like 12-year-old kids are finding this art piece and exploring their own town and the colors in their town and like learning the history of Vermeer. And then you've got like the Pentagon, they're like little shapes you can put together to form basically pictures kind of stuff is the way to explain it. And then the illustrator for these books is the illustrations in this book are done by Brett Hellquist, and he's one of my favorite illustrators. I just love that style, and if that name sounds familiar, it's because he also did the illustrations for a series of unfortunate events. I love it. And then I think within each photo, like illustration in the book, you can find like these little shapes, and it's just overall I found to be a very, very, very fun book. I loved it when I was a kid, I loved it as I got older, and I still love it as an adult. It's a great middle school book in my opinion. So my rating's a little higher than the average Goodreads rating, but I think they're pretty similar. 3.71's very close to a 4 out of 5. And the last book I have on this list is Once and For All by Sarah Dessen. The average Goodreads rating of this is a 3.77 and my rating was a 4 out of 5. This one follows a girl who is dealing with basically the death of her boyfriend while helping her mom plan weddings and such. I love Sarah Dessen books. I love contemporaries. I love cutesy YA romances. I feel like Sarah Dessen's always been one of my favorites. I love that her little world is all connected, so each book is within the same world. I love when authors do that. So Morgan Manson's another one. Alice Osman's another one. I love when little worlds like that are all connected. This one wasn't necessarily my favorite Sarah Dessen book, but I didn't think it was bad. I still really enjoyed it. I read through it and I don't regret buying it. So, I mean, we're all good on that. So yeah, 3.77 is really close to a 4. So that's really similar to my ratings, and 3.77 is not actually that lowest. Anyway, I hope the more I talked, the more this made sense. And I hope you like what you saw. Because if you did, you can hit that subscribe button, watch more. But anyway, I thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you guys again with another video soon. Bye.